Hey, what's up everyone? Jay with ShotGlassMedia.com here today, and we have another figure review. Today we have two members of the first series of the Mass Effect 2 figure line from DC Direct, and they are everybody's favorite Commander Shepard, the main protagonist of Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2, and of course Thane Krios, who is not being rude. He just is in a very unfortunate position. So this is very long-awaited figures from DC Direct, and I do mean very long. Mass Effect 2 obviously came out, I want to say it was like January of 2010, and here we are, almost in June of 2011, just surviving the Rapture, by the way. So good for everybody. Yeah, so that's quite a while to wait, but it's worth it, and it's not. I guess we should start with Commander Shepard. You know, he is, like I said, the protagonist of the story, and he's got his you know, standard N7 armor with that classic red and white stripe down the left arm. Very, very well crafted figure. You know, nice articulation. You know, comes with a little stand for him to stand on, keep his balance. Would have been nice if there was maybe a Mass Effect 2 logo on the stand, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. We're pretty much just lucky enough for this to actually finally see the light of day. Excuse me. So, he's got his M8 blaster rifle, which is, you know, one of the more famous rifles in the game, and comes rocking a helmet, which is removable, and you know, very, very difficult to take off. So I'm going to put this down, and we are going to see just how difficult it is to take off. I would not be surprised if his head came with it. It is on there fairly tight. Lost his gun, and it is just as challenging to put the helmet back on. Oh, there we go. Nice plop sound as it comes off. So, have to kind of look for the peg to get it back on. Now, excuse me, you'll notice Commander Shepard is, you know, he's a little off. Not perfect likeness, you know. It's close. It's pretty close. Really tough to complain about it, but you know, with all the figures just looking so much better these days, a little disappointed that you know, not a little bit closer to his likeness, but what can you do? DC Direct normally does a halfway decent job. Excuse me. Also starring in today's review is my cold. I hope you're enjoying it. Don't know if I'm going to make it a permanent part of the act, but you know, actually, hopefully I won't. So we're going to move Shepard off over here as we're done with him. So that moves us on to Mr. Thane Krios. And I mean, if I were to give, you know, Shepard a rating, I would probably say 6.5 out of 10. Thane here would probably get about a 3 out of 10. Poor guy. This is his fixated position. I will more than likely break his head off if I try to get it up anymore. This is pretty much the direction he looks. Now, I don't know about you, but I would kind of prefer it if his head kind of went forward and a little bit more up. Articulation on the figure itself is great. Pose is kind of stupid. Not a fan of it. The gun, as you can see, standard issue pistol, barely held in his hand. You have to use basically both hands to get it to stay. I'll show you. Yeah. So if you put his arms down, looks like he's trying to grab his junk. This is not a Michael Jackson figure. Anyway, yeah, maybe that was funny to me. So, as you can see, his shoulder is all jacked up. I mean, it focuses like he's the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Excuse me. And yeah, that's exactly what he is, a hunchback. As we move down, we can see the articulation again, very good. I'm going to move him out of the way. So, I mean, these are decent, figures as far as overall. I mean, being a Mass Effect 2 fan, Mass Effect fan, obviously I wanted to have these. This is, as the packaging would imply, Series 1, Mass Effect 2. Now, my good friend Bill has informed me, that Series 2, which I think was set to have Jacob, Miranda, and the blue chick. Can't think of her name right now, but whatever. Miranda and Jacob I know are supposed to be in it, and probably whatever the blue girl's name is. And from what I understand, Bill has told me that's been canceled. And it's not a surprise. I have to imagine BioWare is pretty disappointed in just the timing of how long it took for these figures to come out. And, after looking at Thane, I would imagine they're pretty disappointed in how some of the figures came out. I don't have Grunt yet, and I don't have Tally. I don't know. I'll probably get them. I mean, at some point. I'm not really in a hurry. Neither of them are my favorite characters, but I mean, Grunt looks like he's going to be pretty tough to mess up. Thane looks pretty awesome there. I mean, if that's the way the figure looked in reality, I don't think I would have complained, but his head just doesn't look that direction at all. Tally looks like she's okay. Yeah, disappointed. I was hoping to give Shepard and Miranda some sexy time, since I couldn't get them to do it in the game, but I don't blame BioWare, I guess. I mean, I would imagine that they have something to do with it. I don't know if the sales were off, but what do you expect when the game came out as long ago as it did? Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I look at a basis for comparison in NECA, and, some of their most recent figures that come out are up here. You've got Alcatraz from Crisis 2 and Grayson Hunt from... he fell. Alcatraz, Grayson Hunt. Move this over here. Yeah, Grayson Hunt from Bulletstorm. Alcatraz from Crisis 2. Both of these figures, same scale, almost. Kind of. A little bit thicker. Same scale as, the two Mass Effect figures. But they came out before their games came out. I bought Grayson Hunt before I even knew I was really going to like Bulletstorm. And, Alcatraz I got the same week I got Crisis 2. And I only waited on Alcatraz because I wasn't sure if I was going to like Crisis 2. But he's a good character. I enjoyed the game. So, I mean, these aren't exactly selling off the shelves either, but I don't think either game has really lived up to their expectations. Now, as you can see, I'm a pretty avid gamer. I have tons of games. With him. Tons of games here. All those. And then we got all these. So, lots of games. Got some LA Noire going right now. And, got my Xbox 360, useless piece of crap, and, PS3. Yeah, and soon a new gaming rig. So, huge gamer. I love having these, love it that they make these high-quality figures for a lot of my favorite video games. But if you ever go to Toys R Us, look at the video game figure aisle. I mean, because they keep them all pretty much together, and you've got... all these games that came out 2, 3, 4 years ago, just kind of collecting dust on the pegs. I mean, they wait so long to put them out. And I'm not saying that, they might sell that Mass Effect 2 figures, sales is the reason that they were canceled. It's probably not. I mean, BioWare has 2 huge games right now in, the Mass Effect series and the Dragon Age series. And at the same time as putting out, these Mass Effect 2 figures, DC Direct is also putting out Dragon Age figures. Excuse me. And not Dragon Age 2, which, by the way, has been out for about 2 months now. I'm talking about Dragon Age Origins. And, you got Logain and I can't think of any of their names, the Grunlocks and all these different characters. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and why? I mean, Dragon Age 2 is out now. Support the game now. I mean, I can't give NECA all the credit in the world because they're kind of weighted on Borderlands, but I don't know that Borderlands was ever really expected to be such a great game. I don't know that it should really take this long for these to come out. I mean, you got to keep the excitement with the games as they're released, and to put out these so far. I mean, there's literally nothing going on with Mass Effect 2. You can buy it brand new for $20 at any store. I mean, it's nothing going on. Mass Effect 3 doesn't even come out until January now. I mean, they pushed it back. So, I mean, we're literally 6, 7, 8 months away from a new game coming out, and a year and a half removed from the game that these figures are based on having been released. So, you gotta work on the timing. And I don't know if it was just a business decision, if it was disappointment in the quality of the figure. I mean, other than Thane, I can't really imagine that Tally or Grunt are that bad. I have a feeling, and DC Direct has a pretty solid track record as far as quality goes. I have a feeling that Thane was just a mistake. I mean, that's what I have to think. I have a feeling that Master Mold looked a little bit better. I mean, clearly it did. I mean, it looked a lot better here. So that's the only thing I can think of. But I mean, it took a long time for this to come out, and like I was starting to say with Borderlands, one of my favorite games of all time. NECA has, I think it's NECA that's making it. They're making a Claptrap, and he doesn't come out. He's still not out yet. And the game's been out for, a year and a half, a little bit longer than Mass Effect 2. So, they're certainly not perfect, but I don't think that they expected the same type of success. I would have liked to have seen these out a little bit sooner. I would have liked to see Thane a little bit better. If you're a Mass Effect fan, you're clearly going to get these because they're awesome. I mean, they're awesome to have, I guess. I'm just so used to liking everything that I'm a little disappointed that I don't. It sucks not being able to be positive, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess. So, excuse me. That is an early look at, the 2 of the 4 figures. Could be the only 4 figures that ever come out for the Mass Effect 2 line. Hopefully the others come out. I mean, I really would have liked to have gotten, Jacob and Miranda, as far as I'm concerned, are 2 of the main characters. Could certainly understand why, in the grand scheme of things, you would wait for them to be on the second wave. Makes sense. You don't put everything good out all at once. But I'd like to see him see the light of day. I hope that my homie Bill is just a little mistaken, but he's not usually mistaken. He's usually pretty right about these things, so I'm going to trust him on this one. We'll see what happens next. I promise next time, I hopefully promise that next time I won't have such a cold. But, this is Jay with ShockBlastMedia.com. Appreciate all the support. We're closing in on 1 million YouTube channel views. Amazing. So, tell all your friends about it, and I hope you enjoyed. We will catch you later.